PL bans now coming out from both sides. Cyberium, time to show us some cores.
Radiant team pick.
Alright, they'll go for the Riki themselves. It's a bit of an early Riki pick. And we talked about this just before, but with this Riki, it is not easy to have a good laning stage.
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, Unique made it look easy last game.
5 seconds remaining.
It's not as easy as it looked. Especially if you do get paired up against this Phoenix. Things can get very, very complicated. Once the Phoenix is level 3 and has level 2 Fire Spirits up, the magic damage is kind of insane. Like 40 DPS per tick. So every Fire Spirit will essentially do 160 damage, and you have 4 of them. And now you have a Slanna to worry about. Now this is one of those direct counters towards that Riki. Of course, you've got Corrosive Haze to go through the invis of the Riki, but as well as that, Slanna's just hellish to try and lane against when you're playing a hero like Riki that requires getting in so close to get any form of CS.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
So that early Riki pick may bite Cyberium in the bum later on, but we'll find out. 4th pick up now.
Radiant team pick. Puck.
Go back into the Puck. I've got to say, the last Puck performance we saw was very, very lackluster. The hero has received quite a few nerfs through that last patch. I mean, its base stats are just terrible.
10 seconds.
Where it used to be a hero that could dominate the lane very easily just based off its high stats.
Remaining.
Now it just seems like they're so darn low. I'm just not sure about these pickups from Cyberium. Like, I think they're going to have the ability to fight very early. But then again, Unique, they may not mind that with the draft they've got going.
Dire team ban.
And now Unique, they go for a Naga Siren pickup. Another one of those kind of counters towards the Riki. It also works very well up against the Puck, because Ensnare doesn't really allow you to phase shift. The Riki not going to be dealing well with the Naga Siren, neither is the Puck. Of course, we know the Naga is a flash farming sort of hero. And just judging off the last performance from Aggressive Child, I would not be surprised if he gets some farm up very, very quick on this hero and begins to just snowball out of control. So we do have one more ban for either side. I think Cyberium has been left quite behind in this draft. They had a great start with the Clockwork AA, but now they just look kind of weak going into these team fights.
Radiant team pick.
They've really only got a mid-pick left. Unique, they pick up another great laner in the form of the Razor. And that should be a mid-Razor coming out. Yeah, it's just a very, very hard hero to go into. Cyberium, what do you do?
Remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Well, for now, they're going to think. This is a very, very rough spot if you are this dire side. They go for the SF. Honestly, I can't say I like it. It's good because you have the clockwork. So you're going to be able to get a lot of souls up early on thanks to that cogs. Dream Coil plus Requiem of Souls is quite nice because you can force them out of the Dream Coil, and that way you get the guaranteed stun through the tether break. Does it deal well with the Razor? Not really. You could make the argument he can stand back and just throw Razors out, but as soon as Illidan closed the gap, it's Static Link's going to come out and the SF has no way out of that. Only time will tell how this game's going to go, but I have not much faith in this draft from Cyberium. But let's see how it pans out. There's definitely potential. They've got to play this perfectly. You'd hate to get 2-0'd in the only BO3 for tonight, especially considering game 1 only lasted 22 minutes. Here we go. Game number 2 has begun.
I saw that.
Prepare for battle.
An aggressive child, again with the all chat, just seems to have the perfect lines every single time. Cyberium, hopefully in good spirits. They just kind of leave that game 1 in the past.
I want to die.
Looks like they have got 9 souls up. They may go for another one, just by the tier 4 towers. It will get all the way to 12. And that'll be the end of that. 12 souls up. This will give a nice start to Damaru. Tips flying out from both sides. Otaka does not want to run into these guys right now. There's 3 heroes around him. Fortune's End is going to fly out. Looks like the Slaughter won't bother chasing. Otaka will be forced out to level up Tricks of the Trade at level 1. Generally, not what you really want, but you won't really mind too much. Like, usually you want to go for the Blink Strike at level 1. It does allow you to really confirm some CS in that laning stage. It's so bad. Actually, just going to follow Otaka down now. Still a bit more harassment out while he has the chance. And we'll see Gatsy there on arguably a better hero for the laning stage. Like, you think Undying would be one of those amazing heroes to have in the lane, but just wasn't the case last game. And to be fair, it's still not going to be easy, as So Bad is going to be so aggressive with these Fire Spirits now. It's always very, very difficult to try and trade harass with a Phoenix. You can just Fire Spirit, and then you can't really attack. And AA already has one of those very, very slow attack animations as it is. So once So Bad's at level 3, you get that level 2 Fire Spirit up and 40 damage per second. It's kind of ridiculous. It only gets worse as the levels go up. Looking at mid lane, Illidan is going to be there up against Damaru on the SF. And so far, so great for Illidan, who has apparently 5 last hits, 3 denies in comparison to the 2 of the SF. Static Link will come out. Damaru still staying in range. He'll give 30 damage away. That really doesn't leave him with much. This is the problem when you go up against the Razor in lane as an SF. You just You lose all your damage like that. And you're kind of forced to just skip a wave. Unless you have the mana to throw out razors for them, but... Damaru, he's already out of mana. Gatsy. Gonna be chased down by Sobad, who throws out the Icarus dive. He will also stop the pull from occurring from Gatsy. Gatsy, he does still manage to get it off. One creep was still attacking him, so they do aggro the creep wave. Sobad, he'll just pay more attention now onto Otaka, who is being chased down. Bash to the Deeps does land, and Sobad still has the level 1 Fire Spirits, but he'll just slowly tick away at Otaka's HP. Poor Gatsy. Gonna be chased down now. Cold Feet comes out. Tushra does run out of range. That's gonna be first blood. Sobad will pick it up on the Phoenix. And again, it just kind of looks like child's play. Like they just ran past the T1 tower. The AA couldn't do anything. No way to outrun them, and Unique just shows no respect to the side of Cyberium. How's our bot lane going? Looks like so far so good for Aggressive Child. Icarus is doing okay on the park, but they don't seem to have a way to slow down this Naga Siren. In fact, never mind that, because top lane again looks like they were thinking about diving the tier 1 tower. Gatsy is of course going to be the target. His mid lane, CK, gonna rotate on the clockwork. A huge static link coming out from Illidan. Damaru gonna fall quite low, but now the rotation's here. CK, can you actually catch him out? Damaru, he'll salve up. Illidan, Fairy fires up and throws out the plasma field. And that'd be enough slow for CK to just stop chasing. Did have a rotation there from Fishman anyway, so... You have the Oracle just in case. As CK, he's gonna continue this chase with Battery Assault now. Illidan gonna run to the Roshan pit, just gonna try and deny himself off. Does he get it? He does. CK tries to secure the kill with the cogs, and unfortunately for him, the damage does take a bit of time to tick in. So they do get the deny off. This still does work out quite well though for Damaru. Just buys your SF more space and time without that Razor in lane. Fishman will sit here and soak XP for a bit. Try to get some CS for himself while he's here, but he's not really getting them too successfully. Damaru immediately going to get static linked up as soon as Illidan jumps back into the lane.
A soldier's fortune.
And Otaka can't go into farm like that, sir. Tricks of the trade. Sobad has those level 2 spirits up. Icarus Dive going to be there, and Otaka might just be dead here, although no, he gets a Blink Strike off. Sobad forced to back off thanks to that Cold Feet. Patushra, he's not done though. He keeps moving in. More Fire Spirits to fly out. And that'll be the end of that. Oh, the Slaughter Courier getting very, very low. Sobad will be there to save the day.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
The Phoenix just going ahead and rushing an urn. No boots, nothing else, just urn. I guess if you're going to find kills this early on, you may as well. They haven't been lucky enough to find a secondary kill as the laning stage has been going on, but they have been getting quite close. Bot lane. Icarus getting very, very low on the puck. Is able to get out, but again, they haven't really been able to slow down Aggressive Child at all. He's still just freely farming up with those illusions and the Riptide. On the brighter side, I guess, at least your Ricky is finding some farm. Does have 25 last hits and 2 denies, so there's that. It's still going to mean he's going to be very, very far behind the Naga Siren, though. In fact, it looks like Cyberium want to try and create even more space for this Riki. They'll rotate CK up on the clock. Still only level 2. Does he even go for it here? Stand in the river for now.
Gold is a great conductor.
Patushra just seems way too tanky of a target to go on, but CK, he may go on so bad instead. Still, he'll have the Icarus dive, but they are going to try onto the Slider. He's losing a lot of damage already though, CK. He's just burning out to this Phoenix, and Patushra does pick up the kill. And now, how do you follow up Patushra? He gets a bash to the Deeps off. More Fortunes End to fly out with the Purifying Flames on Otaka. He's going to die, and Patushra, he'll survive through all of it, as he does finally go down. But Fishman finds a double.
Bless your soul.
And it's going to be a 3-for-1 trade. That is definitely not worth your time.
Illusion.
Dire's top tower is under
The only saving grace is this SF. He's farming okay. He's sitting at 3k net worth. Only slightly behind the Razor. CK gonna try and rotate in again as the clock, but you're still sitting at level 2. I don't know what you do here. At least if you're level 3, alright, now he does hit it, so you have a level 2 battery assault. Illidan though, just gonna static link him. CK, I'm really not sure what the game plan was there, that they're gonna keep diving after Illidan. Now Gatsy gonna rotate in, so they have 4 heroes there. And they do eventually find the kill, but while that's happening, top lane, they're going to lose their Riki in the process as Otaka going to try and run away, but there's just no hope in hell. So I like the fact that they do end up finding the Razor. They almost end up giving their clockwork away. But your position 1 Riki still dies.
Dire's structures are fortified.
And it looks like they're headed down to the bot lane. Well, they'll try onto Aggressive Child, but he's TP'd up top now. And he's just going to help his team take the C1 tower and probably just take over the Dire jungle. Cyberium will try to do the same down at the bot, but Sobat's going to be there with the Fire Spirits.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
They found the T1 top.
Radiant's bottom
T1 bottom, though, will remain standing.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
10 minute, he's going to be up, and they will find both top bounty runes. Cyberium should be fine to get both the bottom bounty runes, though. It's a very even trade on those bounties. And Cyberium, it looks like they're starting to set up once again for that mid lane. Maybe you find Fishman here on the Oracle, but he does have False Promise ready to go. In fact, they won't find anything. CK, gotta be careful. Patushra gonna be there with the Corrosive Haze. It's still a level 4 clock. Did they not give him the tune? Bot lane Otaka almost ticks out to the Phoenix. But I'm curious, it looks like they gave the AA the tomb, so Gatsy hits level 6. You've left your clock at level 4 though. That is a very rough position for the clockwork to be in. And I kind of wonder at what stage he's going to hit level 6 now. If they can find a successful team fight here, he'll hit level 6 straight away. But do they find a successful team fight? You're still fighting into Patushra on the Slaughter, the Razor's there, the Oracle's there, Vicarus. You have Dream Coil, but he doesn't throw it out yet. He does eventually find Patushra, but he'll just break the coil. Now Ice Blast to flow out. They will not actually find the Slanna. The False Promise will be there in time, but eventually they should be able to get him. Still Sobad coming in with the Sunray now, healing up that Slanna. He will eventually go down regardless. They'll find the Clockwork as a trade. And while all that's happening, top lane, Aggressive Child just pushing out the tier 2 now. Cyberium, do you even react to this? They'll send Damaru up. Bot lane, so bad, he's going to be on top of Otaka. Sunray, Fire Spirits flying out. Otaka, he'll tick low, but not low enough. Purifying Flames was almost there from Fishman. You really wanted to try and find that, Ricky. We'll sit at a 7-3, but more importantly, a 5k net worth lead once again for Unique. That's huge. You've just seen every single team fight that Cyberium try to take. They've got to throw everything at one hero to try and find the kill. That's assuming Phoenix Egg is down, and that's assuming the rest of Unique aren't willing to take the team fight. I don't think it'll finish faster than the last game we had, but it really doesn't seem like it's going to take very long at all. So bad, we'll resume the game. The main source of concern is still Aggressive Child. Like, he'll have that mantra up within the next 2 to 3 minutes. Maybe even less, considering how fast he's farming. Well, unfortunately for him, there's no real jungle creeps to farm right now, so he's gonna be kind of forced to wait, but he used these illusions to just push out the top wave. Unfortunately, CK can't even take the illusions out. Poor Clockwork is still at level 5 at 14 minutes into this game. And we do have a smoke coming out. You'd love to find this man right here. Aggressive does have Song available, which does make it a little more challenging to actually pick up this kill.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And in fact, he'll run away anyway. They won't actually catch him. Bot lane.
Dire's middle tower.
Bit of an attempt there from Vicarus onto the Phoenix, but so bad just walks away. In fact, Sobad's going to have his Spirit Vessel up soon. Just needs to buy the recipe.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
You are going to have a rotation coming out, Cyberium. They're going to try and take a team fight. CK, you have Hookshot up now. He goes after Fishman. He wants to get rid of that False Promise. Ice Blast will fly out, though Fishman, he's been caught. But you've got to consider the fact that this is a 3-man rotation for a support Oracle. In the process, you are going to at least deny your mid tower off, but you've lost the mid tower. That opens up the map even more for Unique now. And Illidan just going to run straight up to Onika. Yules is going to be there. And Audica gonna try and Blink Strike away. Still, a lot of damage has been already stolen. They do get the Dream Coil off onto Illidan, but now the egg gonna be on in the background of Patushra. Straight after CK on the clockwork. He melts so darn quick. Cyberium, are you gonna try and fight? Not quite. Of course, Unique won't be interested in fighting any longer, considering the egg was used up and they don't have False Promise available. It'll leave it at an 8-4. They're just going to continue to extend this net worth lead. Meanwhile, this Nagasaran is just doing Nagasaran things. Pushing out that bottom tier 1 tower. She has the Manta up. Now aggressive. He'll go back up to that top lane. Just keep farming. He'll have a pretty fast defusal as well. Like, I imagine by about around 20 minutes he'll probably have that up as Audica is going to end up dying now on the Phoenix. It's just getting from bad to worse. They are going to start setting up for this top tier 2. And, well, Cyberium, they want to try and go for this bottom tier 1 tower. It's been fortified for now. They'll eventually find it. But it's going to cost them.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They aren't finding any positive trades. Vickers, he TP's up the top lane, but this could be dangerous for him. He'll orb away, and looks like that'll be the end of that. He does get out.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Unique looking to find another team fight. They have egg up again. Top lane Illidan. Trying to set up here on Vickers, who's forced a Dream Coil just to get out of this, and he might even die. He does barely manage to get away, but
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
there's your Dream Coil on cooldown now, and Unique, they're going to start forcing that mid tier 2 tower. There just seems to be so much hesitation from Cyberium to try and make any sort of play. The late game doesn't favor them. Audica's still trying to go for a Diffusal Blade. It's going to be very, very late at this rate. That's not going to solve your problems up against this Naga Siren. Meanwhile, Illidan's just casually just chasing Vickers on the puck again. And this is going to make sure he can't TP to mid to defend, where Aggressive Child, he's pushing in that tier 2.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And there'll be 0 defense.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
CK gets caught out of the clock. Had hook shot, but doesn't even bother. Now Sunray gonna be there on Damaru, who does get chased down. Patushra, he doesn't have a blink available. Cyberium, are you really gonna try and take this fight?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They do. They jump in with the silence on the Razor. Yule's gonna be there from Illidan. Now Damaru gonna chase him down. He has the Yules of his own. Ice Blast gonna fly through, and Illidan could actually die here, but False Promise does come out. Now the Dream Coil into the egg. And maybe they still find the Razor. In fact, never mind, they don't. Illidan does survive through the False Promise. And Cyberium get away with nothing. Mid lane, Aggressive Child. Gonna try to go on Damaru, but he does manage to blink away in time after his own Yule's usage. And we will see a smoke.
That's enough out of you.
They are split up on the side of Unique. This could be a good team fight to try and take. They may just go into Fishman again on the Oracle. And, well, he breaks the smoke. Now they just make the immediate jump. Illidan, though, going to jump in anyway, even though his Oracle did just die. Ice Blast going to fly through with the Requiem, but Sunray is going to be there to try and help out. He pops his BKB, but does go down regardless. And now the hook shot. They corner out the Slaughter. CK getting the cogs up to block everyone else from trying to come in here. And Patushra, he doesn't want to back off. He wants to keep going. Aggressive Child is there to help out. They'll find the ensnare on the Riki. They will find Otaka. Gatsy will be able to TP out. And that was actually a successful team fight being made by the side of Cyberium. They do force out a buyback from the Oracle. They do find the Razor. And honestly, I'm not even sure why you go back in if you are Illidan in that case. Like, your Oracle just died. It's absolutely 0 point in trying to go in, but perhaps he just thought he was that much more powerful at the time that he could take the team fight anyway. That was not the case. Still bot lane. CK gonna get caught out on the clockwork again. Does get taken out. Looks like Sobat had to commit the egg for that. They do find the kill eventually.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
At least Otaka, now the Riki, does have the defusal, so we'll see if he can actually do anything with this item. So bad, just smoked up. Actually gonna jump in and just throw a lot of damage out onto the Riki. Spirit Vessel even being applied. Unique, go for the Roshan play. Rocket Flare will be there to scout it out, but I think they're just going to be way too late. The Roshan just going to go down very, very quick. Aggressive will take it on the Naga Siren. He almost has a full heart up now. Like, he got a Diffusal Blade so darn quick after the Manta Style, and now with the Heart of Taras coming up, that's when I think the game becomes seemingly impossible for Cyberium.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Khan, rather the Oracle, going to get jumped on. He can't get the False Promise off in time, so that is a nice start to this team fight. Still, Silence is flying out. Dream Call there on the Phoenix. He has Egg in 3 seconds, but the Requiem going to be there from Damaru to burst him down. But Damaru loses his own life to the Razor Static Link now, but they found Patushra on the Slaughter. CK going to be left behind. He understands he's going to die, but they will be happy with that trade. It's a 2 for 3, and that's going to be a lot of golden XP going to the way of Cyberium. But the question still stands. How do you deal with the Naga Siren? It's got a heart up. Going for a butterfly next. It's going to be hard enough dealing with the illusions of the Naga. Let alone the actual hero, who still hasn't used Song this game, by the way. Still yet to see a Song usage come out. Unique, they'll set up for that bot tier 2 now. Back to Patushra. Ends up finding Gansey up at the top rune spot. And aggressive? Are you really just going to go for a high ground push by yourself? And he kind of can, because he still has Song and Aegis. And in fact, that tier 3 has apparently copped a fair bit of damage, and it's going to go down. Just goes up by himself and takes care of it. With that, he'll go for more. Just go for that melee barracks. There is a fight breaking out in the back as CK does hook in, but he will not find anything. And aggressive throws out an ensnare on the puck. Doesn't do anything towards the puck yet. Just seemingly wanting to go for that melee barracks still, and yeah, that's exactly what he does. More illusions to fly out. There's zero way to deal with this. They silence him. That's it. Dreamcore comes out, but there's no follow-up. They've got no answer. So mid racks is down. Aggressive, still unharmed. Gonna go down to the bot racks now. Tushra does jump in. They'll find an ensnare onto the clockwork. Well, the Ricky does try and jump in on the back lines, but doesn't find anything there either. Aggressive, he will ignore absolutely everything. Once again, he's just going to keep pushing out. And I suppose this is one way to win the game. So Ricky does jump in again, Otaka. Going to be able to blink strike out. Aggressive doesn't care. Now Egg being committed. The fight was trying to break in the back. SF getting caught out. He does use himself up so bad. He's going to move in now with the Sunray. The SF already going down and Vicarous. Going to be the next target. In fact, never mind. He won't be the target because Aggressive Child doesn't actually go for him at all. Botrax is down. Aggressive will start making his way up to the top lane now. In Cyberium, they won't call GG, which is fair enough, but you've got to take a team fight soon. They'll find Fishman on the Oracle. Otaka will get caught now, but he does at least blink himself out of there. Now you've got the static link coming out from the Razor, but that's cancelled off, and they do jump into the back with the Requiem. They'll take Sobad out on the Phoenix. Now the smoke screen going to hold Patushra there, an Aggressive Child. He does finally want to take a team fight. He's been silenced up, but he'll find the Ricky. Now he's been Yuled up. They don't want to bother with this man yet. In fact, he has a butterfly up now. And it looks like that's going to be it for the push. So they successfully defend the high ground. And by successfully, I mean they lose 2 racks, but they haven't got megaed yet. Aggressive. Doesn't have the Aegis any longer. He'll go back to farming. They now have a 19k net worth lead. The win probability currently sitting at 99% for the side of Unique.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
They are eventually slowly going to push their way up to the top lane. They can go ahead and claim that final lane of barracks. But Cyberium may take a team fight before that. CK, right next to Aggressive Child, throws a rocket flare out and realizes where he was though. So bad, actually getting caught out. That's a nice way to start this fight, but he buys back immediately and Damaru is gone. No buyback available on the SF. Alrighty then. So a Phoenix for an SF. But the Phoenix just buys back, and your SF does not have one. Fairly sure this is where it just ends for Cyberium. It's a rather anticlimactic game. But, well, Otaka, he's going to try. He'll jump onto the Oracle. False Promise is going to be there in time. He will blink strike out, but Aggressive Child, he will have the ensnares, and it is just so darn quick. The way he goes through that HP. That'll be the top ranks going down as Otaka going to try and go onto Illidan, but he's doing no damage. Smokescreen going to be there to try and help out a bit, but Aggressive, he's on the chase. And Otaka, no blink strikes available. Ensnare will come out and he'll die to Patushra. And there's the GG call finally coming out from Cyberium. It's just kind of a repeat of game number 1. Not quite as bad as game 1 for them, but it was a slower but more painful death coming out from Unique this time. Still, that'll be it for tonight. 2 very fast games happening to finish off this best of 3 very, very early. In fact, it was only 50 minutes of game time between the 2. Almost feels like we paused longer than we actually saw a game coming out, but there you have it. So that's it for tonight. It is MLP Dota. I wish I could say there was more, but unfortunately there isn't. Although I believe we'll be live again tomorrow night with Rob and Roll to see more of some CIS Dota. For now, I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully you all have a fantastic day ahead.